So you guys responded to my poll about which is the better waifu, but you couldn't make a decision, so I'll just tell you. Mulamani is the superior waifu. Now then, hello travelers. Genshin 5.0 is awful, and let me explain. So, as you can see by this revenue chart, Honky's Starbucks is still higher than Genshin on the chart despite it doing worse this month. And as for the Genshin Impact boycott, the only source I have is Tectone because I refuse to go on the cesspool known as Twitter, and my receipts are much better with video. Anyway, here's the example.
Video versus boycott failed. Let me make a prediction. Because all these people trying to do the boycott, where now it's led by a bunch of geeky-ass Zoomers, have no mental wherewithal or any amount of commitment in their entire life, and they like to say boycott, boycott, boycott while they continue to play it and play it and play it and play it and play it. Shut the I mean, they can't even reduce the amount they play. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, these people say it and then they don't abide by it whatsoever. They're weak. There's no amount of change whatsoever, and it's just pathetic. Yeah, just letting everybody know, all these people on Twitter who talk about Genshin and they do all this weird-ass shit where they Yas Queen, they think they have any amount of control over what happens or doesn't happen in the community, letting everybody here know, outside of the Genshin community, everybody thinks you're a fucking joke.
He's right, because the people who led the boycott were only doing it because Genshin didn't follow their vision when Genshin doesn't belong to them. They're a bunch of fucking retards who don't understand that their vision doesn't matter one bit. I'm not defending Hoyo. I actually very much dislike how they treat the game, but this boycott did nothing to address any of the actual issues, and most people who led this are just idiots. And I'm just very sad about this because as a Genshin gacha game theory crafter, this brings me no joy. And I just find Natlan to be boring, uninspiring, and a big load of garbage. As an example, Natlan has all these high mountains, and I just don't like having to climb up a wall and hear more of Lisa's moaning, because as a gacha gamer, I take gacha very seriously, and I dislike the notion that I have to hear this cringe. Also, I played through the quest of Natlan, and the majority of it feels like you're just a tourist and not an adventurer, and as a Genshin traveler, this makes me very upset, and the quest in and of itself is very boring, and Paimon is just a toddler with the ability to speak well, but it deafens the ears, so—
Wait, you want us to bathe? Here?
Please, hello, I beg, remove her.
Know your fucking place, trash!
The only reason I played until the end was because of the fish napper Mulamani, as in she kidnaps fish because she literally stole a shark and it is now her slave, not to mention the puffer fish she sends out of her hands. And just that the overarching story of Natlan is a bit hard to follow for my zoomer brain, so I had to look up a few Genshin shorts to actually understand it. Back to fish napper Mulamani, she is like the only well-designed character out of this patch. The other is literally a child and the others are just unimpressive, lacking in fashion, and not worth explaining. You know, except Flame Biker Mavwika, because I don't understand why they made her a biker when she doesn't have a bike. She seems retarded, like she has no idea of proper apparel, and as an avid gacha gamer, this makes me very sad, because she's supposed to be omnipotent, but she's just a dumb, infashionable, retarded, brainless hoe. Kachina is just a child who shouldn't be here. I don't know why she's basically the main character of this arc when she just failed miserably. She's terrible, horrible, and bad. The main reason I say this is her design's literally just trying to seem cool, and why the hell is she wearing warm gloves in Natlan, known for fire? About Mulamani, again, as I mentioned before, I think she is the best designed character in this patch despite being a fish-napping retard, and I mostly say that because a water 5-star, again, you know, is probably good, because I think really the issue is her kit. Plays like someone who has dementia because her time to attack is so slow, and she's just lacking in the dopamine I require as a gacha theory crafter. Her character is better fit toward the story, and that's unfortunate because most people will obviously go for Mavwika, the flame retard, which is like racist towards fish because flames just cook them, and that isn't fish friendly because fish lives matter. Going on to the new artifact produce system, it's just really bad, uninspired, and lacking in the true gacha gamer ability required. It only lets you produce one from this menu, which can only produce one artifact of a set, which is just awful. And according to I Win to Lose Gaming, you can only get a maximum of 16 of these per year, which is basically saying Who in the actual fuck would use this over regular farming that could be done in weeks?
You're a fucking joke.
Especially since the grind it takes for them requires even more artifacts for production, but also for those 16 total, which is even worse. And basically, I Win to Lose's whole video is nothing but clickbait garbage because no one plays this game competitively, so literally no one is going to do this, and even if they did, they still wouldn't because it pays to be more efficient than relying on an even worse system than we already have. Seriously, whoever actually thinks this is better is just wrong. It doesn't matter what calculations went into it. 4 years for a full set of possibly decent artifacts is bullshit.
It sucks monkey butts like all the fucking rest!
And Genshin still gates a multitude of content as well as grinding in particular for characters, which makes your time you spent feel unappreciated, and this goes even further with this artifact production system because it's basically a middle finger to the player base, and for that alone, this is a load of bullshit. I don't know what DeWay was thinking, but probably something along the lines of, oh, a system that's horrible for the players? Hilarious, give this guy a raise. Honestly, this just sets Genshin at an all-new low for me, and probably many others, as that could be very well why a lot of players just stay away, is that it's just not worth their time investment, and you know what? It definitely isn't because Genshin Impact just doesn't respect your time.